Today we're going to do the top 3 exercises for plantar fasciitis. And first we're going to talk about what plantar fasciitis is. If you break down plantar fasciitis, the word plantar means the bottom surface of the foot, right here. Fascia, like myofascial pain syndrome. What fascia is the loose covering around muscle and tendons in the body. If you ever eat chicken and you take off the skin, there's that thin membrane surrounding the actual meat of the chicken. That's fascia. You have a really thick fascia on the underside of your foot. That's called the plantar fascia. Fasciitis, that last itis, what that means, itis means inflammation. So like dermatitis, appendicitis, they're inflammation of the skin and the appendix, respectively. Plantar fasciitis is inflammation of that fascia on the other underside of the foot. Happens a lot with running. It also happens a lot in people who are overweight and stand on their feet for long periods. So it's a pretty painful condition that we see a lot. And what will happen is the person will usually have very specific pain right here on the calcaneus. And that's where the plantar fascia connects to. So the 3 things that we normally do in the clinic are this. The first, you can take a roll, or a Coke can works well, or any sort of cold can, because with plantar fasciitis, meaning inflammation, you want to use ice to calm it down. So one of the common exercises we'll do is just have a person start on their heel, roll the foot forward the whole way along the plantar fascia, the whole way along the plantar surface of the foot. You can do that for a minute or 2. Pretty simple. The second exercise that we do is a common condition that accompanies plantar fasciitis is something called Hallux rigidus. It's a big fancy term that means that the big toe, your first toe, cannot bend back adequately. So what happens is a person is walking through and they're walking and they're pushing off. So their heel, they strike their heel and then they go to roll through. They don't have that extension, they don't have the movement, the range of motion with their big toe. So another thing that we want to do is stretch that, and what that will do is take pressure off of the plantar fasciitis as the person's walking or as they're running. So what we do is sit figure 4, grab the big toe, pull it back towards you, 30-second hold, and in the clinic we do 3 of those. So the second is the big toe stretch or the great toe stretch. Good, and you should feel that right through here, and if you do have plantar fasciitis, you may feel it the whole way back to your heel. Third exercise and final exercise is plantar fascia stretch. And what we do is it's very similar to the great toe stretch, but you stretch all 5 toes back at the same time. So you grab a bath towel, anchor your heel into the towel, and then pull back. It's pretty simple. Same thing, you should feel a stretch all along the plantar fascia, all along the underside of your foot. 30-second hold, 3 times. And what you can do, a little trick, is you can anchor the towel on your knee so you're not having to pull up the whole time and end up with some other sort of problem. Takes all the pressure off. All the pressure off of your arms. 30-second hold, 3 times. So the 3 exercises for plantar fasciitis.